How's it going, everybody, and welcome back. This is Wake Run Collapse, and this is my list of the top 100 full arts ever made for Japanese Pokemon cards. There are quite a few full arts to pick from, but we are going with the top 100 full arts that appear in a Japanese set. Now, to give you an idea of how difficult it was to pare down my list of my top 100 favorite full arts, here's a quick recap of all the cards that I thought might make the cut and didn't. None of the cards you see in my hands right now made my list of the top 100. Yeah, there's a Dragonite in there. That original Xerneas does not make the list. Mega Alakazam does not make the list. Mega Charizard doesn't make the list. The new Gardevoir doesn't make the list. Zoroark, Entei, Leafeon. None of these cards quite made the top 100. So I can already tell that some of you are going to have a problem with this list. And I'm kind of okay with that, because it's a personal list, and everyone's going to have their own opinions. So, please let me know what your top 10 favorite full arts are in the comment section below. I would love to hear what your opinion is. This should be a shared experience video. For everybody who is watching it has a differing opinion or has full arts that they consider to be their favorites, and maybe they're in alignment with mine. And in all likelihood they are not. So I would love to see what your opinions are so that we can all kind of share in this together. Because we're only doing set-based cards for the list, I decided to make a side list, including my top 10 favorite full arts that do not appear in the Japanese set. I'm only including in that list cards that appear in sets, and of course cards that I actually possess. So anything that appears in GX Ultra Shiny or Dark Order, which are sets that I did not collect, then they're not going to be here because I don't have them. Much like with the promo cards, I did not chase every full art promo or every side full art card. So there are certain cards that could potentially have made the list, but I'm not going to shell out $500 for the special Zekrom or anything like that. But in any event, my definition for not in a regular set or not a regular full art is kind of loose. I was able to include cards from Legendary Shine or Legendary Dream that might not necessarily qualify as regular full arts and wouldn't in a set-based one. So I decided to include them in that list because it gave me the best variety of artwork. So in our little side list, at number 10, we've got the Celebi. At number 9, Latias. At number 8 is Mew. Number 7 is Zapdos. Number 6 is the Full Metal Dialga. Number 5 is Shiny Rayquaza Hat Pikachu. Number 4 is Reshiram. Number 3 is Keldeo. Number 2 is Articuno. And number 1 is Shaman. I've decided to burn through that pretty quickly so that we could get on with the rest of the video and you don't have to wait till like the 8-minute mark to see my list start. So we'll start at 100. We'll go through 100 through 51 without saying too much about them or going through the numbers all that severely. I would rather just burn through the bottom 50 as quickly as I can so that this video is not an hour long. So number 100, we've got Lunala. 99 is Espeon. 98 is Yveltal. 97 is Scizor. 96 is Rayquaza. 95 is Magiana. 94 is Dragonite. 93 is Lycanroc. 92 is Pikachu. 91 is Steelix. 90 is Mega Ampharos. 89 is Espeon. 88 is Mega Manectric. 87 is Terrakion. 86 is Mega Rayquaza. 85 is Lugia. 84 is Umbreon. 83 is Lucario. 82 is Silvally. 81 is Blaziken. 80 is Venusaur. 79 is Banette. 78 is Victini. 77 is White Kiram. 76 is Primarina. 75 is Rayquaza. 74 is Mega Mewtwo Y. 73 is Alakazam. 72 is Jirachi. 71 is Zekrom. 70 is Black Kiram. 69 is Reshiram. 68 is Mega Gardevoir. 67 is Ultra Necrozma. 66 is Thundurus. Oh, they stuck together. 65 is Giratina. 64, of course, is Sceptile. 63 is Kyogre. 62 is Raichu. 61 is Regigigas. 60 is Deoxys. 59 is Solgaleo. 58 is Mega Pidgeot. 57 is Mew. 56 is the Golden Zekrom. 55, only fitting, it's the Golden Reshiram. 54 is Mega Lucario. 53 is Tapu Koko. 52 is Raikou. 51 is Lugia. That's quite a fine collection of full arts in its own right, but none of these cards even made the top 50 for me. So you can tell what kind of quality is upcoming. I'm going to take a moment to split these into two even piles of 25 to make it a little bit easier to keep track of what I have where. Just make sure I'm pulling from the right pile. So it would stink to accidentally reveal some stuff that I ought not to right away. So set those to the back. And now we'll get on with the top 50. And at number 50 we have the Mega Aggron full art. Really busy card, but quite colorful. At 49 we have Kiram, which kind of goes in the opposite direction. It's a nice clean card. Kind of a regular Kiram fan anyways. 48 is Decidueye. I think the emerald background really works best when it, gets a chance to shine, and it's a cool design for the Mon too. 47 is Primal Groudon. I actually thought this would have been a little bit higher on the list, but it's not the only Primal you'll see on here, of course. At 46, we have Buzzwole. This is such an atypical card, such an interesting design. This strange looking Mon too, but it works. 45 is Gengar. Gengar as a Pokemon is often very well liked and revered, but the little plasma blood balls in the back put this one over. 44 is Sylveon. Not a lot of fairy representation in this video, but this cutesy full art is definitely a fan favorite. 43 is my man, my boy, Guzzlord. Just eating up all the things. Really was excited to have a set based around him, and having the full art's a treat. 42 is Registeel. This one I've always liked a lot for some reason. I like the darkness of a lot of the black and white full arts. It's a nice contrast to the super bright ones that we get now. Speaking of super bright, we have Duskmane Necrozma in at number 41. It's a cool enough difference to put it over the regular... Why did I say Duskmane Necrozma? Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with 7th Gen. Anyways, number 40 is Xerneas. And I vastly prefer this one to the X and Y1 version. '39 coming in with the Shaman. So Shaman was one of the cards that I really liked back in the day when they were first coming out with full arts, but Shaman kind of fell off a little bit for me in the past. Really still like how they really just have a couple of dominant colors in that card. That seemed to work. 38 is Gyarados. It's a newer full art, but has a really classic design to it. Gyarados has always looked good on cards, and this certainly is no exception. 37 is Nihilego. Nihilego is definitely a wild card for me. I think the card itself does more than just the design of the Mon. Having the Pokemon stay nice and bright and using this cool purple background, I think it was a big win. Probably the best they could have designed it. Number 36 is Zeraora. This is another newer full art. Don't know much about Zeraora as a Pokemon, but I definitely like the way that the card was crafted. What are we on? 35? Flareon full art right here. If you never thought that the Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon all tilting their heads in the same way on the same card was cool, I don't want to talk to you. 34 is Hydreigon. I love Hydreigon as a Pokemon. I love this full art too, but I have to recognize that it's not the type of card that's going to make it into the top 10 for me. Not with so many other strong candidates. 33 is Landorus. This was definitely underappreciated back in the day, but I really like the overall art for this card. Could be on a poster. 32 is Tapu Fini, and it's probably the highest Tapu Fini is going to be on anybody's list. But I've always really liked this particular full art for Tapu Fini. I've liked him on other cards too, but definitely the highest that a Tapu appears on the list. 31 is Zygarde. It is not the only Zygarde on the list, but I love his Gundam-esque style. And at what I believe is number 30, as long as we haven't lost count, is Mega Venusaur. I always felt that they got retroactively shafted, Venusaur and Blastoise and Charizard, by not getting full arts for their Mega forms in the original sets, but they made up for it, for sure. At 29, we have Reshiram full art. Back before they even had EXs, and they just made this card as just a big old card. Such a sweet classic design. 28 is Charizard. Also not the only Charizard on the list, but I think it's cool enough, and I also kind of like that there are other specimens in this art too. If it was just the Charizard and they just went for the classic look, I don't think the card would be busy enough, but having the Flareon and the Magmar there too, but letting Charizard still reign as king is awesome. 27 is Cresselia, and this is totally a function of just the way that the colors come together on the card. I'm not a huge Cresselia fan, not at all, but this particular full art is something else. And in at number 26, that's right, it's Shuckle. I love that they made Shuckle a full art. The design is not spectacular, but again, I love the green, and Shuckle himself deserves all the love in the universe. So now we're on to the cream of the crop, the top 25 Japanese full arts that appear in sets, per me. So let's take a quick sip, and we will press on. Number 25 is Mega Sharpedo. This, I think, is definitely an underrated full art. It's a very loud and bombastic full art for sure, but in keeping with some of the stuff from the Best of X and Y, it's quite a standout. I know it's known for its full art supporters, but I wanted to give some love to their Pokemon as well. 24 is going to be Articuno. Now this one really usurped the other Articuno full art that appeared in, oh goodness, Plasma Gale a while back. And just works so much better with this type of brightness. So at number 23, we've got Mega Blastoise full art with the Hydro Bombard attack. I know it might be curious to some of you guys why Charizard would not appear on the list, but Venusaur and Blastoise's Megas would appear so high. I never really liked the design of the Mega Charizard full art. I appreciated the fact that they made it. I knew that the card itself was legendary, but I never felt that the artwork held a candle to these two. And the Blastoise just looks excellent. It got shafted for so long in the TCG, but now it's better. Ho-Oh coming in at number 22. Now, really majestic. I like the little touch of rainbow in the bottom there. And just the way that it possesses so much of the card. It's fantastic. And at number 21, it's the classic Mewtwo EX full art from Psycho Drive. Back before all the crazy rarity that they would put on cards and the difficulty to complete sets, this was the card. Mewtwo Wars, I'm telling you. In at number 20, it's the Tyranitar full art. The new one crushes the old one. It's not even a competition. I'm really liking the clean style on this one too, which you will see in several other full arts to come. It's just a beast. 19, we've got, what a surprise, another card that is not going to show up as particularly powerful, but Necrozma was always a card that I enjoyed, even as a hyper rare, but this particular one, I really, really liked the overall design of it. There's not much I can say specifically about it. It's just, it really catches the eye for me. Number 18, we've got Mega Mewtwo EX full art with the misspelling on the front. If you've never seen this card, yeah, vanishing gets spelled without an H. Don't know how they didn't catch that, but that's what they made. And I think they only made this set in first edition, so I don't believe they ever corrected it. But this one is way better than the Y version for me. Actually, it appears on this mat that I have in front of me, too. I mean, every card on that mat appears in this list. Next one up is going to be the Lugia full art. So I'm going to quickly go back and make sure it's number 17. Yeah, it's number 17. I don't have a list beside me to tell me where I am. But another great classic design where the Pokemon takes up the entirety of the card and they don't have to do much else with it. 16 is going to be the Charizard full art from Wild Blaze. Love, love, love this card. Really getting into the tip top for me in terms of full arts. They knew they didn't have to do anything particularly special to let Charizard shine, but they went there anyways, and it's a fantastic card. Number 15 is going to be the Primal Kyogre full art. Another case of a card that is pretty busy. He's got those loud colors on it, but the Primal Kyogre is just a beautiful, beautiful piece. And the coloring on the letters really helps to enhance the card as well. Otherwise, it could just be this big splotch. But I think it really helps to center it and bring it together. Number 14 is going to be the Ferry Type Aloma Ninetails full art. This is another gorgeous card. The unbelievable design of Aloma Ninetails absolutely makes a difference. But it's cool to see it as a Fairy type, and obviously the card really shines here. Number 13 is going to be Zygarde full art from Best of X and Y. Another Best of X and Y entry in this list. This is the better Zygarde. You will not change my mind on it. Another card that would look fantastic if it hung on your wall. A wall-sized print. At number 12, we've got the shiny Mega Gardevoir full art with the Despair Ray attack. The only thing that I wish we had was like maybe one other iteration of a Mega Gardevoir. The color on Mega Gardevoir for the shiny is incredible. It's just so great, and it's kind of a bummer that it only really showed up here. But I really, really am proud of the work that they did with this card. And at number 11, we've got the Kiram full art from way back in Hail Blizzard Black and White 3. It's sharp, it's edgy, it's blocky. It's kind of primitive for a full art, but I absolutely adore it. I mean, you guys know what's coming. But at least you get to enjoy the top 10 in the meantime. At number 10, we have the Hoopa full art from Bandit Ring. It's a card I fell in love with immediately. It's such a great card. This particular form of Hoopa really stands out to me too, but they absolutely knocked it out of the park with the artwork. They did something really special with it. Number 9 is going to be the Suicune full art. I'm a little biased with Suicune. I mean, this is an opinion list, but I'm a little biased with Suicune, but it's so special to me that they made this in the first place, that I'm really, really proud of it. And they really did a fine job with the art as well. The blue totally takes over here. I'd like them to one day make a shiny Suicune full art, but I'm happy for now. Ho-Oh full art appears at number 8. Again, this is one of those cases where you could kind of make a point that the Ho-Ohs are interchangeable, that one could be better than the other. But this one holds a lot of nostalgia for me, because it has been such a great card for so long that it was easier for me to put higher on the list than the other Ho-Oh. But they're both wonderful cards that everyone should add to their collection, clearly. And at number 7 is the Keldeo full art. This is definitely a case where Keldeo itself makes for a fantastic full art, but the background that they used for it is just otherworldly. I don't know what made them come up with this idea, but they crushed it. It's so great having those brighter edges on the outside, but still letting you focus on the Pokemon in the center. Beautiful, beautiful handiwork. And at number 6, we've got the Mewtwo full art from 20th Anniversary. This is another stunning achievement in card crafting. They captured the essence of Mewtwo so beautifully here, as this like mega powerful Pokemon that doesn't need all these extra frills. It's just like, bam, it's Mewtwo, and this is like a quintessential Mewtwo for me. It does more for me than the Ultra Rare does. Now we're top 5. We're in the top 5, guys. At number 5. It's the Water/Ice type Aloma Ninetails full art. This is definitely the preferred one for me, not just because it came first, but because it did it so well. I prefer the water typing as bringing this card really well together. I think an animal just fell off the roof. That was weird. Or maybe it was a bird. But anyways, this Aloma Ninetails iteration is definitely the preferred one for me. It looks really, really sharp. It's majestic. It's almost like royalty in a Pokemon. And at number 4, we've got the Umbreon full art from Awakening of the Psychic King. I never knew exactly where this would land on the list, but I knew it was going to be really high. Umbreon eluded me in my case opening, so I was not able to go through the catharsis of pulling it myself, but it's such a crazy good card, and I love Umbreon as well. And if only they'd make it shiny. That'd be pretty special. Let's not count on that. At number 3, we've got the Dragonite Full Art from 20th Anniversary. Another gorgeous card. Dragonite has been kind of getting the shaft in terms of its full arts, and then they made this one, and I thought to myself, this is probably the prettiest full art of its generation. And it was. It's actually higher on the list than any other Pokemon from 6th, spoilers, or 7th gen in this list. The gold outlines and background are magnificent here. It's just it's a stunning card. It's something that I will always be happy to possess. Now, we have creatures out there. Apparently, we're in the middle of a Disney film. At number 2, it is the Mew Full Art from Dragon Blast. This one was always going to be in my number 2 slot. Simply one of the craziest things I've ever seen them do with a card. The coloring in the background, the design of Mew, the way that the tail swooshes and encircles it, really brings it together too. I think it would be a really great card without that tail effect, but having it here really, really enhances the beauty of the card and helps it come together. It's probably the most complete full art I've ever seen, and I'm proud to have it at number 2. But you guys know what number 1's going to be, and it is the Groudon Full Art from Hail Blizzard. It's the card that got me into collecting. It's the card that really brings together collecting for me in general. It's the kind of thing that you see for the first time on camera, and you say, oh my goodness, I must have this card. And then when you actually have it for yourself, it's so much better. It's so much better. You got the claws, you got that crazy pose that goes on there. And funnily enough, like so many of these Pokemon in the top 10 and top 20 are looking to the right. I don't know why that happened, but it did. But this is definitely the chief of looking off to this way full arts, and the number 1 Japanese full art that appears in a set, or anywhere else for that matter. So that is my list, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope that you guys will leave a like and comment down below letting me know what your top 10 favorite Japanese full arts are. Or if you collect in another language, what your top favorite English full arts or Korean or German full arts happen to be, or whatever it is that you prefer to add for yourself, or even if you've never collected a full art before in your life, what are the ones that you like the most? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. There's 2 more videos to go. I better get to work.